Let's get you out, get you in the warm. Welcome guys and girls, welcome back to another episode. Kev KRT Electrical Services. Welcome to my kitchen. Roll the titles. Morning guys and girls, hope you're all well. Welcome back to the channel. If you've been here before, if you haven't, then welcome to the channel. Today we're doing some lighting. So we've got all this Industriville lighting, which I've had for a long while, which I meant to have been putting up in this kitchen a long time ago, but like everything, life gets in the way, you get distracted. So today I'm taking the day off and I'm going to get this done. So firstly, you've all been in this kitchen before. These original downlights, and then I extended the downlights over to here without causing any damage. I used some Electricians wizardry with rods and cameras and all that sort of stuff. So I previously added those downlights, but we've got these two pendants here which are, let's face it, pretty bloody ugly. So what we're going to do today is this one is going to move centre of this table, probably about here, and we're going to have a 3-bar light fitting with 3 hanging pendants and then 3 smoked shades, which will be nice. So that's that one there. It's controlled by a switch over there, and then it's 2-way from over there as well. So yeah, that's that one. And then this one, what we're going to do with this is we're going to relocate this one over to here. So we're going to have 2 hanging pendants over this breakfast bar type area. Excuse the washing up because I've got to do that. It's one of my jobs for today. But yeah, that pendant there, that one there, is going to go here with 2 individual, where's the label? With 2 pendants. There's no label, so whatever. But yeah, and then it's going to have 2 smoked schoolhouse smoked grey tinted glass shades on it. So, but we're going to try and do that with no damage. So that's the aim today. As I say, I previously extended those downlights over to here and did it with no damage, did it with cameras and stuff. So this part is going to be the most difficult, so I need to cut a couple of holes and then try and route this cable, which is only a single bit of twin and earth, up and over, and maybe make a joint in the ceiling. So that's the job. We'll open a couple of those Industriville things and see what they look like, and we'll crack on with it. Yeah, that's the job. I'm going to crack on with moving this pendant first of all, because that's going to be the easiest one, and then we'll get on with it. But I need to measure up first of all, and the aim is to get the centre of that light bar, the centre of the radiator, because the picture of New York skyline is centre, and this table is only moved over that way because it's winter, and my nice palm tree is indoors because it can't take the frost. So yeah, that's the only reason that the table is moved further over, but traditionally that's normally that way anyway. So that's what we're aiming for. Centre, like that downlight, sort of there really. So yeah, that's what we're going to go for. So what we've done, we've set up a laser, as you can see, which is centre of that picture, centre of that downlight. So we want to get the centre of that bar light there going across. So that's the aim. So I've set that up, we've got the time lapse on. Now I'm going to mark it out, and then we're going to pull this back. Look at them cobwebs, can you see them? You probably can't, but it shows my lack of cleaning. But yeah, so we're gonna mark that out, make a little hole where we want it, because the table traditionally pulls out a little bit anyway. Mark the centre of the table, and then we'll go from there. So that one should be pretty straightforward really. So right, so we've now got this open, and as you can see, we've got the nice bracket here, and then we've got 5 entry points. I thought it was 3, but it's actually 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And what we do is we get these pendants here, or corded pendants with no rows, and they get wired up through these holes, and obviously connected inside into a multiple Wago connector, and that's it. So we've got our light marked up. So I've measured, as you saw, by the time lapse from that downlight to my line, and then that downlight to my line, which is the same. We've got our center point there, which is how we want it. So it's just a case of disconnecting this bracket now and mounting that center and square along that line. And then once that's up, we've got some decent fixings, because it's not really heavy, but it's got a little bit of weight to it. And once you've got the pendants with the glass shades, it's obviously going to have a bit of weight. So I'm going to pull those two downlights down, or that downlight in particular, and see if there's a bit of timber in the ceiling. See if I can get a decent fixing. If not, through that hole I might be able to get a bit of timber in the ceiling, just to give that some extra support. So yeah, we'll try and do that. But so I've changed my mind. I was going to put the pendant, or the pendant feet in here, but then the table will move out, and then it's going to make that a bit smaller. So generally we do move the table along, but we don't tend to move it out a little bit more anyway. So what I'm thinking is I might just delete that downlight there and just put it there. I think that's what I'm going to do, you know, because if you imagine, when you look at it from here, that bar light is going to come into conflict with that downlight, and it's just going to look a bit busy on the ceiling, not very good. So what I'm going to do, decision made, I'm going to put a maintenance free junction box for that downlight, get rid of this downlight, and then put that bar light there. Decision's made. That's the one we're doing. Right, so as you can see, we've put 4 fixings in the ceiling, and then what we're going to do is batten across that with a bit of batten that's in the ceiling. I've already put it out there, you can see it just up there, but I've not secured it in place. So I'm going to batten across that, and then that'll be filled later on. But before I do that, I'm going to try and see if we can find this cable in the ceiling where this runs. So I'm going to get one of my ferret cameras, shove that up there in a rod, and see if we can see that, and then pull it across, because I'm not sure whether that cable runs from this switch over to there, or whether it runs in this direction. So if it runs in that direction back to there, we're probably going to need to extend it at this point, which means cutting a hole there, which I don't really want to do, because I don't want loads of holes in the ceiling. But if it runs this way, it may be that we can reroute it back to a new point there. So that's what we're going to do now. So I'm going to go get a camera, go get a ferret, and see what we can see. So yeah. So nobody's seen a ferret cam before. This is the Ferret Plus. So I don't really know what that means, to be perfectly honest, but I got one that's in a competition on Instagram. But anyway, essentially it's a camera that can go up relatively small holes. So what I've got is I've got the camera, as you see, and then it's connected to my phone, so I can see exactly what's going on with the camera. So what I propose to do is shove that camera up that hole and see if I can see that cable using my phone as a viewing bit. So we'll see what happens. We'll record it so I can put it on the screen for you. Right, so as you can see from the camera ferret view, I've actually got my hook around that cable, which, if you look, when I pull it, is moving that cable. So that means that cable I've got hold of on that there is actually the cable that I need. What I'm potentially going to do is pull that through the timber, as we can see there, it goes through there, pull that through, pull it back to this downlight hole where we can joint it and pull it along here. So that's what we're going to try and do. So let's pull that out. Bye! Now, if I pull this downlight down, I'm hoping that we can pull that cable back. Let's have a look, shall we? Shut up. Well, Voila! There we go. Look at that. Got it. So, by using that, the ferret cam, we managed to pull this through a timber back to this downlight hole, where we can now extend it to that point. How useful is that? Without that, I'd be cutting holes, without a doubt. So, absolutely game changer. Ferret cam from Super Rod. There we go. Beautiful. So now what we have is we've got our new cable for our pendant light here, which we've jointed above here. Now it's not a maintenance free joint because we can always pull this downlight down and that joint's then accessible. So I've not cable tied that up and made it maintenance free. However, this one where this last downlight used to be, I've got a Wago box. Obviously we've got restraint on there to stop the cables being pulled around, and then we've got a cable tie on there to stop that popping out, and the connectors are all in the three little slots at the end. So this isn't a maintenance free joint, so that one's going to go in the ceiling because we're now going to use a tiny bit of timber to batten across. Now preferably I'd like to attach that maintenance free joint to a joist, but on this occasion we're just not going to be able to without cutting more holes in the ceiling, which we want to avoid doing, so we're not going to do that. But I'm going to screw this bit of timber up in the ceiling, and then we'll mount this this plate, this bracket for the light fitting, and then we'll pretty much be there with this light. Got a small hole to fill over there, and that's it. Then we'll crack on with the next one. So we'll get this done and we'll come back to you. So the bracket's up, got a cable in, that bit of timber that I've secured across, I actually did the screw holes that way, so I've screwed it in that way so there's no screw holes visible, and all I'm going to do with that hole is leave it, I think, because that's actually going to be covered by the light fitting itself. What I may do is put some intrabescent sealant in it, because obviously a ceiling has a certain fire rating, and I want to try and reinstate that, because if there's a loose connection in that light fitting, for example, obviously fire can breach the fire barrier. So I'm probably going to put some intrabescent sealant in there just to seal that up a little bit. And then, yeah, so next job, which is boring and mundane, is threading these cords through this light fitting here. So I'm not going to film that because you'll be bored with that. And yeah, but we'll come back to you once that's all done, and then we'll mount the light and show you the finished article. So there will be a little bit of testing to do this because I've slightly extended the circuit, but won't bore you with that because it's just boring. It's just an R1, R2 reading and a you know, disconnection time, i.e. RCD and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, won't bore you with that, but we'll crack on with these. And then we'll come back to you. Right, here we go. So this is my little setup, as you can see, across the back of two stools to try and get them the same height. So I've put them in roughly, as you can see. I'm going to take the wrapping off, and then I'm going to adjust them one by one. Might put a laser across. Who knows? I've got time to do it, so I might just do it. So yeah, that's what we're going to do, I think. Put a little laser across on a tripod or whatever. Oh, by the way, I turned the lights back on, so that might be live, but it's only me here, so it's fine. But I needed some light. So anyway, put a laser across, get them lined up, bosh, turn the power off, get it back up there. There we go. Right, here we are. So we've got all the connectors in Wagos. Put little cable ties around there so they don't fall through, just to make sure. And then we've heat shrunk the bits there because otherwise it all ends up all frayed and horrible. So yeah, it looks a bit of a mess, but that is what it is. That's all going to be hidden in there. They're all sort of a decent length, so we've got a bit of slack on them, as you can see. So now what we've got to do is just get that up there, prepare that cable and get that up there. So yeah, be back in a second. lots of rubbish, but there we go. Look at that, we're all up. Let's turn that other one off because that looks crap compared to that. So yeah, we're all up. We're all nice and centered on that picture and on the radiator, but I ain't got any bulbs or lamps, so I need to pop out. But yeah, that's what it looks like for now. I'm quite pleased with that. It started raining outside, which I was going to get this one done as well, but to be honest, that's probably going to have to stay for another video. But let me get some more lamps first. Or let me go out and get some lamps, and then we'll switch that baby on, and then that'll be it for this one. But I need to get this tidied up as well, so give me 2 minutes. So, guess what, guys? Still no bulbs. They didn't have the ones I want. They only had the very, very, very warm white, which are like an antique-y, yellowy, which is not really the style we're going for, considering they're smoked already. So, didn't really want those ones. But good old Amazon is coming to the rescue. So, they are coming tomorrow. Twisty, spirally filament bulbs. So, they will look proper nice in them, I think. So yeah. So you're not going to see it on video now, unfortunately, but the rain's come in and I need to get outside and put some stuff away. So I'm going to cut this video short. I'll do an extra video for moving this one over to here to show you that, well, hopefully, touch wood, no damage is caused. But for now, thank you very much for coming back. Please like, subscribe, all that helps the channel grow, and we are growing with your support. So yeah, please do that if you can. And see you on the flip side. So yeah, thanks for your ongoing support. See you soon, guys. Take care. Bye bye.